Yes, sir.
Greetings. I'm Pastor Milton Wren Jr., Senior Pastor of Kingdom Builders in Birmingham, Alabama. What a wonderful opportunity it is to be able to come into your homes, wherever you may be, just to give you a midday motivation. I'm excited about this nugget this morning, this afternoon, because I believe it speaks something that all of us have dealt with, or all of us are dealing with, or at some point in our life, all of us will deal with. In Matthew chapter 1, verse 21, it says, "She will give birth to a son, and you ought to give him the name Jesus, because he shall save his people from their sin." Now look at verse 23. This is what really confused me, but it really got me to thinking. Verse 23 says, "The virgin will conceive and give birth to a son, and you will call him Emmanuel," meaning, translated, God with us. Think about this. The virgin will conceive. Now that's right there within itself is an oxymoron. How can a virgin conceive? I don't know if you understand. How can a virgin conceive? But the word says, "and a virgin shall conceive." Well, if she's a virgin, she can't conceive. And if she conceives, she can't be a virgin. I want to say this to us because God is the ultimate problem solver. He's the ultimate problem solver. And I say that because from the beginning of time, he's been solving problems and dealing with scandals since the beginning of time. There's a wonderful book entitled The New Rational Manager by Charles Higgins Kepner and Benjamin Trager. And in the book, there's a chapter on problem solving, and this is key. I need you to get this. The author suggests that people really love solving problems, and they enjoy the rewards that come with solving problems. Here is what he says, and I quote, "They go and to say that people that solve problems have different characteristics, but all the same," unquote. He says real problem solvers enjoy the steps to solving problems, and they always seek, listen at this, problem solving opportunities. They always look for opportunities to solve problems, and every last one of the problem solvers have these characteristics. Number one, they possess skills needed to solve the problems that arise. Number two, if they experience success in using those skills to solve a problem, they do it again. Number three, they're rewarded for successfully solving problems. And then number four is the biggest, they do not fear failure. I want you to get this. They do not fear failure. Can I say this? God is the ultimate problem solver because he, number one, has the skills to solve any problem that may arise. God has the experience and have experienced the success that comes along with solving problems. Romans 8:28 tells us, "And we know that all things will work together for the good of them that love the Lord." And he tells us in Isaiah that there is no weapon formed that shall be able to prosper. God has never experienced failure. He doesn't have a fear of failure. He has a 100% success rate for solving problems. And if God is in me, that means that you and I are ultimate problem solvers. Think about this, and I want to give you some background. God didn't get nervous when Moses got to the Red Sea. That was a problem. You got Pharaoh's army behind you, the Red Sea in front of you, and two mountains on either side. But God didn't get nervous because he's an ultimate problem solver. He didn't get nervous when Joshua was at the river of Jordan. You know why? I think you're getting it by now. He's a problem solver. Not only that, God didn't get nervous when Pharaoh set out to kill every male child under 2 years old. He had already placed his hand on Moses' life. Moses, being in that category, was supposed to have been dead. He was supposed to have been killed. God didn't get nervous because he was the problem solver. He already had a way of escape for Moses. God didn't get nervous when the Hebrew boys were thrown into the fiery furnace. He already had a plan. He didn't get nervous when Daniel was thrown into the lion's den. He already had a plan. He had already placed his stamp of approval on King David's life. so that he would be the next man in charge. But you know what David did? I shared with our church some weeks ago that David got caught watching porn on his balcony and watching Bathsheba. But God had already anointed him to be king. He didn't get nervous when he sinned with Bathsheba. He didn't get nervous when he had her husband to be killed on the front line of battle. God didn't get nervous because he already had a plan. Here it is. He did not get nervous when Judas betrayed his son. That was the ultimate test of his ability to solve a problem. You know why? God looked through the lens of time, and he already had a solution for the problem that hadn't even arisen. And I want to encourage somebody. If God cannot fail, if he's the ultimate problem solver, we need to be testifying on God's behalf. What do you mean, Pastor Ren? Not only did God solve the problem back then when Judas betrayed Jesus, not only did God solve the problem when Moses was at the Red Sea, but I believe there's somebody I'm talking to that can say, he solved my problems. He made ways out of no ways. He's opened doors that were closed in my faith. He's healed my body time and time again because he's the ultimate problem solver. And let me give you this kingdom nugget, and I'll leave you with this. And here is your kingdom nugget. There is not a problem that you have or will have that God has not already provided the answer to. I want to say that again. There's not a problem that you have or a problem that you will have that God has not already provided the answer to. While they're generating the bill in the mail, God has already sent the money your way. While they're diagnosing you with the sickness, God has already sent the healing. There's not a problem you and I will have that God hasn't already given an answer. Why? Because he's the ultimate problem solver. Trust him, even when you can't trace him. And if you trust God, I'm just encouraging you to give him your problems because he has a proven track record of solving them time and time again. I love you. I'm praying for you. And until next time, let's keep building the kingdom one person at a time. And remember to give your problems to God because he's the ultimate problem solver. I love you. Let's build.
Yes, sir. Everybody clap, come on. It's real simple. Listen.